Hello, hello, my friends. How are you? Come on into the craft room. I am gonna make sure that my autofocus is off. How are you guys? If you get text messages, broadcasts from me, anything like that, I did just send that information out. So you should be getting a text anytime about that, saying, hey, come on into the craft room because we're gonna craft. So how are you guys? I haven't seen you in a while. I've been gone. Many of you guys know I was gone to Ohio. Not really a vacation, but I'm back. We will be going back up in 3 weeks, but I'm back right now. Super excited to put this piece together for you. Several of you guys have asked me about this piece. Several of you guys have asked me about this piece because you're like, I want to see this put together. And here's the thing, sometimes you just need to see these things put together and then you're like, oh, I absolutely love it. Hey, Robin, how are you? Thank you for your sweet donation, Robin. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, many of you guys have been asking about this, so I thought, why not? Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Have you guys seen these in the shop? You may not have. I mean, you know, sometimes stuff gets added to the shop and it kind of flies on by and you don't see it. We have Robin and Cheryl over on YouTube. Hi, Carlin on Facebook. How are you? I am wiping these down. These are our America shelf sitters. It comes with an eagle, a Statue of Liberty, and then a Liberty Bell. It's going to be so cute. I can't wait to do these. How are you guys? I think I wiped this one off already. And I think I did this one too. Maybe not. I didn't. There's stuff there. You didn't see these in the shop? That happens sometimes when we're, you know, adding stuff to the shop. I truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. There's always, yeah. Thank you to Robin and Deb who were kind of heading that up. They asked if they could do it, and I was like, I don't know. I don't like doing that, but you know, you always have so many unexpected expenses and things like that. So definitely appreciate it. Hi, Debbie. Hello, Maureen. How are you? Thank you. We are home. Parker is actually just a few doors down at my mom's right now, just hanging out, playing cards with her, and just catching up with her. So before he heads back, we had 4 nosebleeds yesterday on the way home in the car. You guys, our journey up there was it was uneventful. Let's start putting these together first and then we'll kind of chat through it. So this is our Liberty Bell. This is our little, what's it called? Our eagle, and then our Statue of Liberty. These are super cute. I absolutely love them. And so I thought these would be really good to put together with you guys right now. Let me get this out of my way on my screen. Hi, Deb. How are you? All right. So we're going to use some navy blues. We're going to use some reds, whites, traditional colors for St. Patrick's Day. Y'all can tell that I'm not here. Don't even know why I said St. Patrick's Day. And we may, I don't know, I'm not quite 100% certain what I want to do on the Statue of Liberty yet. We might kind of rust it up some. We might keep it pretty simple and pretty plain. But I'm super excited to bring these to life. Let's do everything that we're going to do blue first. I love Admiral Blue. You guys know, maybe you don't know, that's my favorite. It is Apple Barrel. Thank you for sharing, Debbie. Thank you. All right, we don't need a ton. So these are shelf sitters. So they are going to have pieces. It's going to be thicker, okay? So this has 3 pieces. Your bottom 2, each one of them has 3 layers. Your bottom 2 aren't going to have any etching on them. Your top layer will probably have etching on it depending on where you want to place your items. Well, it tells you where to place your items. Here's the thing. If you don't want these to be shelf sitters, if you just want them as leaners or you want to use them in some other way, you can totally do that and use these for something else. You can paint these by hand. You can use napkins on these, but we are going to use them as shelf sitters the way they are supposed to be. I prefer to glue them together as I'm doing it because I don't know, it's just easier to grip onto. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna glue all these together. Now when you get pieces like this, you want to make sure, I appreciate you, Carlin, I do. We'll have to be up there a week, probably a whole week. I mean, we're gonna have to leave on a Wednesday. 3 weeks from yesterday. Is today Friday? 3 weeks from Wednesday. So we'll leave on a Wednesday, drive back up to Ohio. It's a pretty easy drive. Ooh, that's a great idea, Laura. She said you could probably glue them onto a canvas and add a cute bow or scrapbook paper instead of paint. That's a great idea. I love that idea. We'll drive back up there Wednesday, the 12th. He'll have what's called an embolization on the 13th. And then he'll be in ICU that night. And then the 14th is the surgery. And then he'll probably be in there 4 to 5 days after that. So it's going to be about a week. A week recovery. Yeah. It's definitely been a journey. I was looking on, and if anybody donates to the GoFundMe, here's what Brian and I have decided. So this rare tumor that Parker has, it's called JNA. It stands for juvenile JNA, neuropharynx angiofibroma. It's basically, you know, a tumor that starts in your sinuses, always in boys, never cancerous, so praise the Lord. I mean, that is definitely something to praise the Lord about. I am sure that they will probably biopsy it anyway. I'm almost positive they'll probably still biopsy it. But yeah, we had no clue what this was, you guys. And the more and more that I'm researching, the more I feel like it's becoming more common. It says it's rare, and there is about 1 in 50 people that get it a year. I'm going to do these bottom leaves blue, and then I'm going to do the top ones red and white. It says it's rare, but I feel like, well, hopefully we'll just do that piece red so we don't see that. I feel like it's becoming more common. I mean, I don't know. You know, who knows what causes stuff like that? It's always in boys, never cancerous, always in their sinuses. And the reason we opted to go to Ohio, some people have asked me that. So the doctors here were not going to be able to remove it all. I can share with you guys the link where the doctor talks about it. Great doctor, so knowledgeable, a pioneer in the field of skull-based brain tumor type things. So very, very glad that our doctor here was like, let's get a second opinion, since they couldn't remove it all. And this one's going to be able to remove it all. Is it a little bit more invasive? I will actually say 1 out of 50 isn't rare anymore. I agree, Debbie. Thank you for sprinkling, Misty. Hey, Vicky. Yeah, send me a message. We'll totally chat with you. Yeah, 1 in 50 is not very rare anymore. And so, like, we were trying to figure out, like, how can we're gonna, like, raise awareness for this. And there's not very much out there, you guys. And you don't ever know until it's, I don't want to say too late, because it's never really life-threatening, but too late. Like, we were there, and he's like, you are not just big in stature, because Parker stood up to shake his hand, and he's like, wow, you're big. You're not just big in stature. You are definitely also, you like all things big tumors and big stature. It's big. It's basically invaded every cavity on the left side of his head. Yeah. So it's a little bit more invasive of a surgery that he's going to have. They are going to have to cut him open. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Debbie. This is from Cotton Chaos. I can give you guys the link for it. I'll take a picture when I'm done and I'll give you the link. This is one of their shirt subscriptions that was this month. Amen, Dixie. You do. I mean, this is Parker's life, and you know that we will do everything we can for our children. Anyway, in researching, there's only like one place that really does like awareness and trying to get doctors to even be trained in this, because there are several doctors that aren't even trained in something with this. So I know we are so lucky his symptoms aren't worse. He does have some vision issues, but the eye appointment showed that he did not have like complete compression of the nerves in his vision. So that will probably recover. That will come back. He does have some, numbness, but none of that. So the part that they're mostly concerned about is that it's wrapped around the carotid artery 270 degrees. So about like that. It's not fully around, but it's about like that. So it's almost completely. And here's what I didn't know. Let me tell you this in case you ever come across anything and you maybe have to do radiation. So the people here, great doctors here at KU, it's a great university hospital here. But they were going to remove what they could from the sinuses, and then they weren't going to attempt to do anything deeper. They just didn't have the ability there, or the training. Okay, probably the training. And so, where was I going with that? I was talking about the carotid artery. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So, I know what I was going to tell you with radiation. If you are ever coming across, like, if you're having to do radiation or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chat as I'm doing this, but I'm going to paint this whole thing white and get a good coat on it, and then we'll go back and do the red spots. Yes, 1 in 50 seems like they would consider it more common and more doctors and people would be aware of it. So I think it used to be rare. I don't feel like in my research, yes, radiation, I'll talk about that. I don't feel like in my research it's rare anymore. I found a group on Facebook of moms, parents, not just moms, and I really don't feel like it's rare at all anymore. So here's what I was telling them. We were trying to make the decision. Obviously there's risk with everything. They are going to be messing right around trying to remove this off the carotid artery at the base of the skull where all your nerves go to your brain, okay? You know that if any of those are impacted, you can have some pretty lifelong complications, effects, lingering effects from that if those get damaged. The blood vessels, the nerves, all of that stuff. So I was asking him about the radiation and that's what KU wanted to do. He said, so right now, like this is wrapped around his carotid artery. You have 2 carotid arteries, one on each side. I didn't know that. And it's pressing on one and almost completely wrapped around the other. So it's navigating even to the right side now. So it's wrapped around 270 degrees. And so KU wouldn't have been able to remove that part. That's what they were going to use radiation for, to shrink it, okay, and make it come off of that. But, let me get my silver. Radiation, hello Desiree, I just drove through your state. Yesterday. And like Monday, I think it was Monday. When you have radiation, it causes swelling. Okay, so what the doctor there told me, he's like, if you have radiation that causes swelling, and he is already very, very close to the point of this being fully encapsulated by this tumor, it can swell through radiation, which means it can compress on that carotid artery more. Okay, and at any point, you never know when that point is that will cause damage. And so I did not know that. I did not know radiation caused swelling. So I'm glad that I knew that, but he's not going to have to do radiation. He's not going to have to do any of that. thankfully, he will have to get monitored for every 6 months for like 2 years, and then it will be every year until he is out of puberty, so anywhere between 20 and 22 years of age. These have a really high occurrence. Yes, it could cause him to have a stroke, yes. These have a really high occurrence rate of coming back because it's fed by hormones. And since he's already been susceptible to it, even if they remove it, it has a high recurrence of coming back. So that's why they have to do the MRIs every 6 months for 2 years, and then they'll do it every year, because they can catch it early, and then it won't be as invasive as a surgery. They can just go through the nose and remove it. So that's good to know. We found this out by a CT scan. I'm looking for my BERT number here for a second. We found this out through a CT scan. There it is. And wouldn't it be awesome if they could run a CT scan on boys when they're like a year into puberty? Because this is common in boys. I mean, so here's the thing. Insurances aren't going to want it. Yeah, I didn't know that either, Desiree. Yeah, it causes swelling. Insurance isn't going to want to pay for CT scans if they don't think anything's there. Okay, so that's what you're fighting, is insurance, basically. In any of the medical things that you try to get more awareness on and things like that, you're basically fighting insurances. So your son has been on seizure medications because he was going to have radiation on the brain because of inflammation. Yeah. So, but here's my opinion and here's my thought. There is a gnat down here. Here's my opinion and my thought. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything. I would rather, as an insurance company, pay for CT scans on a young, adolescent, pubescent boy. Is that a right word? Pubescent boy. Pay for that CT scan rather than this surgery is going to cost so much more than tons of CT scans. Okay? And so, but insurances don't think like that. Like, insurances don't pay for birth control for me. And so, they'd rather pay for a pregnancy. That's way more expensive than birth control. Crazy. Is there a medicine that he could take to prevent the tumor? So, Laura, I do know, I got paint on that, it squirted. I do know that there are some hormones he could take to balance out that. Obviously, there's risks with that. There's risks with everything. So, I don't know of any certain medicine, but I do know there are some hormones that he could take that would kind of help balance that out as well. Yeah, so much risk to weigh out on so many different things. Oh my goodness, Natalie, I'm so glad that you are on the other side of that. I'm so glad that you're on the other side of that. I hope you're healing so well. That is where our medical system is broken, Dixie. Absolutely. Hey, Linda. I'm going to paint this silver. Definitely broken. Definitely broken. Anyway, yeah, so he hasn't had a nosebleed in about a week, and we were like, oh, praise the Lord. And then he had 4 on the way home yesterday. And they scare him. I mean, he knows the severity of it now. It scares him. Here's the other thing. So I started all this because Robin and Deb started a GoFundMe to just help offset. We have to be up there for a month. And anything above and beyond that is going to be donated in that GoFundMe is going to be donated to this organization to help bring awareness, to help educate doctors. So they have a team that helps educate doctors on these. So hopefully, these are things that can get found out sooner. To me, if anyone goes in for a nosebleed and they're a young boy, I think you should CT scan them. Their first thing is going to be to cauterize. Oops, that shouldn't have went like that right there. They're going to automatically just want to cauterize some blood vessels. But I would say do a CT scan. If Parker was my first and I had another boy behind him, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Mary, so how is your son doing? Okay, this is gray. We're gonna paint this gray, or silver. I'm gonna do all the silver right now. So this is our little 1776. Let's go ahead and then we're gonna paint her crown right here. I'm gonna paint her crown. And then we're gonna paint the handle of her torch. They didn't want to pay for a PET scan, but would pay for a full body bone scan and MRI. I just don't understand it, Desiree. I don't. I mean, there's got to be something in it for them because I just don't get it. Don't get insurance companies. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. Every 2 hours and walk. Debbie, he did say that. So we can't fly up there because of the pressure in the airplanes and the issue with nosebleeds. We can't fly up there, which thankfully 10 hours we are able to drive that. But yeah, we can't fly up there, but we could fly back. And my husband even mentioned that. He said, because that's what the doctor said, the thing that they are concerned about is blood clots in their legs. So we would definitely stop every 2 hours. And probably what we would do is we would drive to Indianapolis and maybe stay the night there. We could even continue on the way back and stay a night in St. Louis. Yes, he did say that would be a concern. And my husband even said, you know, he would drive back and just put Parker and I on a plane to fly home. You know, obviously we all want to stay together. And we'll talk to Parker and see what he's comfortable with. But yeah, that is definitely. They got all the tumor and it came back non-cancerous. Well, praise the Lord for that, Natalie. Every 6 months, yes. Hey, Deb, how are you? Thank you for all of your support right now. PET scans are the most. What is a PET scan? What is a PET scan? Like, I don't understand the differences of all the things. Thankfully, I've never had to. Yeah. I've definitely learned a lot through this process. I have definitely learned a lot through this process. I am going to use burnt umber and I'm going to stain. Okay, so I'm going to use a baby wipe. I'm going to do these top portions here. This is like the wood part that's going to be covering our Liberty Bell. But here on, let me just glue. I got a lot of stuff out right now. Let's just do this. Let's put all these pieces down. Let's just glue our 3 pieces together right now. That way that's done. So yes, we have considered that we may have to stop and stay. I mean, 10 hours is a long time for a car ride to sit. So thank you, Benita. So we will either stop a lot or, you know, break the trip up some and still stop a lot. Oh, it's basically the MRI and bone scan together. Gotcha. All right, we glued that together. Let's go ahead and glue this one together. He is at my mom's right now playing cards with her. So he said he wanted to go hang out with Grandma when he got home. So that's where he's at right now, playing cards. He called me and said he's beaten her. Actually, I called him to check on him. Told him I was going to go live. Anyway, yeah, he had 4 nosebleeds on the way home yesterday. Hasn't had any in like a week and a half. So that's the thing that we need like immediate prayers for, is the nosebleeds. because we just need to get to the surgery date 3 weeks away. So the doctor was booked all the way through July, and they squeezed him in. Everything invasive for other areas of growth. Interesting. This might be a little dark. This is the burnt umber that I'm going to rub on the eagle here. It's going to be his body. And it's pretty dark. I don't care about up here because that's going to be covered. I'm going to take the other part of the baby wipe and wipe off the excess. There we go. Like I said, I don't care about the other part of his head. Let's do these. I can probably just use what's on my baby wipe here. Yeah, I mean, we probably won't even be in the hotel very much, but the doctor, Parker, or my husband was like, I'm not leaving Parker's side. And so we met with the embolization doctor, the one who's going to embolize Parker the day before. He's like, here's what I want you to know. We're going to take care of your kid. We are going to do everything we can in your kid's best interest. And he's like, as a parent, as a doctor, I'm going to tell you, parents neglect themselves the most. They don't eat, they don't sleep, and then they're not there for their kids the way they should be 100% mentally. So we're still not going to want to leave him. So I'll probably go to the hotel one night and sleep, and then Brian can go the next night and sleep. That way somebody is with her all the time. Great tool that lights up cancer in your body. So if there's cancer in your body, the doctors can be very interesting. I've heard of them. I really appreciate the purge, you guys. I know that they're working. They're important. V and IV is the weirdest thing. You get a copper penny metal taste in your mouth, and then you feel like you're peeing in yourself. Oh, that's so funny. That's interesting. We're gonna make all of these white. So we're gonna need some. We're gonna have to have a couple coats on these. So let's go ahead and paint these white. Hey, you guys, tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm gonna be live just on YouTube. So make sure you're over on YouTube. I printed this picture. We're gonna paint this tomorrow. So grab a bunch of clothespins. I thought this was the coolest thing ever, and I was like, we are going to do this. Now, obviously, we don't have the eagle head. We can, I mean, I can cut one, put one in the shop or whatever. You wouldn't have that for tomorrow, but I thought that was so cool. Look at that. Somebody shared it in the comments. She had put it together and someone shared it in the comments, and I was like, that is absolutely amazing. I love that. All right, we're gonna do these super light. We'll have to probably do a few coats on them. Yeah, so like I said, the most immediate prayer is that nosebleeds remain manageable. He's gonna have them, that's a given, but just so that they remain manageable. Because if it won't stop bleeding, they'll have to go in and embolize, like, emergency wise. Prep to do chemo and radiation, but then the doctors want to see if we get a new drug that came out. Oh man, it will 100% return. It is a roller coaster of emotions, and that's what I feel bad for Parker. Yeah. That was our only trigger, Natalie, was nosebleeds. How old is your son? That was our only trigger. He was playing baseball. Now, obviously, this tumor has probably been here for a couple years because of the massive size of it. But he started getting nosebleeds, and I was like, my husband's like, take him to the doctor. I was like, okay, but I was like, they're gonna tell me to get 11 years old? I would ask. You know what? You'd rather be safe than sorry, Natalie. Yeah. So we went to the ENT And he was able, it was large enough. Now, I don't know if it was smaller, if he would be able to see it, but it was large enough that he could see it at the back with a scope. He had a scope and went in and looked, and he's like, we need to get this scanned CT wise. Yeah, the contrast wouldn't work on you, would it? Yeah, they definitely ask, like if you have diabetes or things like that. My husband probably couldn't do it. I am getting this in the lines a little bit here, so we're just going to clean them up a little bit. Natalie, you can send me a message and I can send you the name of it and you can do some research on it. And like I said, better to be on the safe side. And if they see something in the office with a scope, then they can have you research it further. Give special medical rates. The manager of the hotels will work with you. Yes. So Lynette, when we went ahead and made hotel reservations last week, we chose one that was close to the hospital. And Monday when we were driving up there, I just made the appointment with the scheduler. And when we were driving up there, a lady called me and asked, I was like, she didn't tell me when I scheduled. And she said, well, they have to have approval from us. They just don't tell anybody. But especially if you're coming from out of town, and a lot of people go to this hospital from out of town. And so, yes, I have to call them and check all that out. And she got us a good rate at the hotel we were at. So, yeah. Yes. Man, anything helps, right? I mean, these were nothing, we weren't expecting any of this. I mean, nobody ever does, right? But you just ask the God to guide you and, you know, help you navigate through this challenge. And, you know, we've been trying to explain that to Parker. Like, it's going to be tough. Like, it's going to be tough. He's going to miss another year of football. And you guys know that he missed football this year because he broke his collarbone. Poor kid. That's had a rough year. Anyway, it's going to define who you are as a man. It's going to define, like, how you overcome things in the future. So it's going to be okay. Thankfully, it is a more invasive surgery. And thankfully, they will have to cut him open. But it will all be, it will all be hidden. It will all be hidden, the scars anyway. So that's good. I mean, they basically have to remove his cheekbone to get through. They have to get through, they're going to go through the nose to get through the sinuses on this side, but to get to this stuff that's deeper at the base of your skull, the one that's around the carotid artery, they're going to have to go through his cheekbone. So they basically, I'm not going to give you the gory details of what they do. It's a lot though. But he won't have to shave his head. He won't have to do any of that. And you know, that all seems so minimal sometimes. You know, we worry about our physical appearance when honestly you should be like, let's just take it out. But you know, that's normal. We're human. It's a lot. He was pretty good the first day we found out kind of all what was going on. And then yesterday on the way home, he was pretty quiet. He's like, I'm just processing everything. It's a lot. He's only 15. You know, it's easy when they're teenagers to be like, okay, they are little adults. But at the same time, they are still, like, their mind is still forming and processing, and just processing the magnitude of something like this can be, that's my biggest thing, is just keeping his mental health straight. Yeah. Technology is amazing. Yes. Yeah, just keeping his mental health straight is obviously removing it, making sure it doesn't come back, but my next biggest prayer is just to keep his mental health good, because that can be a lot. Oh, this is gonna look so cute, you guys, so check this one out. I think we're gonna sand him down some. This one goes on here. I think we're gonna sand him down some. Check that out. That's super cute. Thank you, Cheryl. We do appreciate the prayers. Absolutely. Should we rest our Liberty Bell up a little bit? And maybe we should do this too. Just to bring a little bit of color to our, let's bring some dark brown around it, the edges here a little bit. Probably should have done this when it was dry. I think I am gonna sand these up. Oh, that one looks good. 17. I love hearing that, Mary. I know you and I have chatted outside of just here live, and I absolutely love that you thank your mom so much through that process. Yeah, it's hard as a parent. We've been asking Parker, are you comfortable with this? Because he's got to be comfortable with the decision we make. Maybe he is okay with radiation and stuff. But then again, I mean, we still have to, we understand probably a little bit more than him. But man, mental health is huge. You have all but one kit finished and you need more. Well, we got lots on the website. This one's been on the website for a while. Amen, Cheryl. I will tell you, the first day I found out, let's get some King's Gold here real quick. I will tell you, the first day that I found out that the doctor called and told me, we're just going to use Sunset Gold. No, Sunset Gold and King's Gold are very similar, I believe. And mustard yellow. Let's see which one we want. The first day that I found out, I was cried and cried. King's Gold. Let's go ahead and use this. They're almost so very identical. Almost identical. I cried. I will be honest, I do how do I put that without sounding like, I'm typically the strong one for everybody else. That's what I'll say. It's kind of always the way it's been. It was that way when my daughter passed away. My mom's like, Beth, you have not grieved. You need to grieve. And I do. It's just kind of in my makeup. We just kind of push forward. But I do know, you guys, I do know. It's, especially maybe with my personality, it's even more important because you can seem to hold this stuff in. And we've been very adamant about having Parker just continue to talk to us if there's anything on his mind, if anything is frustrating him, if there's anything worrying him, because he's pretty quiet anyway. He doesn't hang out with a lot of friends, and so we've been encouraging him that, and at the same time we need to remind ourselves the same thing what we're encouraging him to do. I cried the first day. I absolutely did. I was angry. Parker, if you don't know why, I must have wiped too much off of that, you guys. Because look at that. Those browns don't at all match. So let's go ahead and let's put some more brown on here. Let's, oh, that's crazy that it wiped off that much. I definitely wanted it darker than that. There we go. Yes, it is mine as well. I do know. I appreciate you guys. Okay. That's not quite as light, but I don't want, it has to have it removed every year. So thankfully this one, if Parker has to have it probably removed again, because it probably will grow back, thankfully it will stop growing when he's out of puberty. Usually always does. I think there's one case in the history of, I don't want to say all time, but you guys know what I mean. There's like there was a guy with a 40-year-old that still was fighting it. But for the most part, it usually just magically kind of stops growing after puberty. It's kind of the weirdest thing. Mitral valve replacement. That's kind of how I am, Dixie. That is kind of how I am. That's the same, Mary. I got the phone call that this was the case. Brian was on his way home, and it was right before I had to pick Parker up from school. And Brian pulled in. I needed to leave in like 5 minutes. And yeah, we cried. We were angry for like 5 minutes. And then I got it together and we told him, and yeah. When we told him, he's like, okay. I mean, there's not much I can do. But he does struggle some. Let's see. Where is, I have this light mocha, but it's a little bit too light for the color of her skin. So I'm going to add a tinge of brown to it, just a tinge. Laura, I agree, especially knowing what they have to do to him. Yeah, it's called degloving. If you want to know the gory details of what a degloving is, then you can look that up. I am probably going to be a nervous wreck because I know exactly, I mean, I don't know exactly, but yeah, it's a lot. And it's a 12 to 14 hour surgery, you guys. It's a long surgery. Oh, I needed to put some yellow on the flame of here. Yeah, it's a really long surgery. Thank you so much, Lynette. I told Parker, I was like, you have a lot of women around the country praying for you. And he is so very thankful. He is the sweetest boy you will ever meet. He's just the kindest person. If any of you have met him, you know that. He's just very, very kind. I definitely appreciate the prayers. There we go. This is going to look super cute, you guys. This is going to look really cute. Let's lighten up the gold just a little bit and make her hair. We're going to make her hair a little bit lighter. Oh, thank you. I hope you guys know how much I appreciate you. Let's see. I'm trying to lighten this yellow up a little bit. Now, since I lightened it up a little bit, I do want to take a little bit of, it's going to be a long 3 weeks, I will tell you that. He will be. And my mom has mentioned coming up too. I don't know if she's going to fly up there or not. It is going to be a long surgery. I can't imagine. Can't imagine the doctors doing that long of a surgery. Oh, what does he like to do? He loves Legos. Legos are expensive though. Legos are very expensive. He's a video gamer and yeah. That's very kind of you, Cheryl. I'm going to dry brush some brown on her hair just to give it a little bit of kind of like just different color. You get some highlighting and shading in it. There you go. I don't know if you can tell. There's just a little bit of shading in there. Oh, amen, Lynette. Thank you, Deborah. It is darker than what it looks like in the camera there. Have fun, Laura. When is their last day? We ended school last Friday. That's the other thing I'm super thankful for is that we're navigating all of this through the summer. So that's really awesome that Parker doesn't have to miss too much school. I mean, he missed a little bit because we found out 3 weeks ago and school just got out last Friday. But nothing that we couldn't manage. All right, I mixed a little bit of the burnt umber with the light mocha. Let's go ahead and paint her hands. We got 2 hands here and we got her face. So let's go ahead and do that. Then we're gonna do her body. We're gonna do like a teal. I know, Dixie. That would be even more stressful. I'm thankful he'll be all healed by the time school starts back up in August. I mean, he won't be able to do football, but he did talk to the football coach. He still wants to be a part of the football program, you know, and so hopefully this year maybe he can be a manager, run the drone, filming the games or something like that. So, and they were like, listen, we will make sure you're still a part of the program. So that's good. We have a great school out here. We have a great school. Okay, what else do we have her to paint? We're gonna do her with a little bit of aqua, I think, but we're gonna add some darker shading to it with maybe these two. Let's see what that looks like. And we might, I don't know, I was considering like rusting this up a little bit, but I don't know. I think I want to keep it. Whoo, there's too much coming out now. I think I want to keep it a little bit. I'm not loving this color. It's not doing very good. I think it'll be okay once we put it all together, maybe. Or maybe. I just need to add some. Let's do that. Some of this out here. Let's dry brush some black, and actually let's not dry brush black. Let's go ahead and just take that brown as it was, and we're going to use this fan brush and just kind of make some feathers down, kind of like that. I think that's going to be good. Give it a little bit of more texture. Oh yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Yeah, so we met with the embolization doctor, we met with the neurosurgeon, because the ENT and the neurosurgeon are the two that usually work hand in hand on these skull-based tumors, because usually, ooh, nutmeg is a good idea. Yeah, I mean, that would do the same thing as cinnamon. Yeah. I have, Jennifer. We actually have a carrying bridge for it. I think I've shared it on this. I have shared it on this page. We have a carrying bridge where I've kind of journaled the process and what's going on, and I'll probably do more writing. You guys know I like writing, but yeah, definitely. This is too brown now. How about this? Let's take a little bit of the light and let's get a foam brush. There we go. I think I like that. Just bringing in a little bit of lighter color. Yeah, I like that much better. Forget her hands. Okay, I like that. There's a little bit of the light and dark. All right, we don't need any more of this. Let's go ahead and cut that, and we'll use this for the coral color. Ooh, we will give her some rosy cheeks. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. We will do that. This, I should probably be painting with a paintbrush. Rosy cheeks are a great idea. I think we're going to bring in some of the darker aqua. Let's see. Let's take these. Take a little bit of light pink. And then we'll paint our eyes black. My heat gun sounds like it's gonna die a little bit. All right, let's see. The tiny brush. How about this one? Let's do a little bit of the just a little bit, you can see. So we're just putting a little bit of paint on our brush and we're wiping it off, okay, to give her a little bit like a dry brush look. And if it gets like it's too much, like that's a little too much on that side, we'll sand it off. Actually, we can blend it more with our finger. I still think it's a little much. There we go. I think that's good. There we go. I love that. All right, let's take our black and give her a little bit of... It's not enough. There we go. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of the brown, and I think I'm gonna darken up kind of the edges of this. Yeah, I like that. You see the edges darkened up a little bit. Let's do, I don't think we're gonna do her hat there though. I don't think so. Let's do a little bit of the dark aqua. So I think I'm gonna do both on the edges here. We're gonna do some of the darker aqua. It'd help her look back at appointments if a question about his meds or how he's feeling. Yes. Karen Bridge is a great communicator. Yes. See how it kind of just shadows that edge a little bit? I don't know that you can, there you can tell. Let's do a little more on this side. And then let's do some on this. Oh, I had black on my finger. That's okay. It's all right. I'm gonna just paint that back over that. You know, here's the other thing. It also helps you look back on that journey when you're questioning God, when you're questioning if He is faithful, when you're questioning any of those things. It's really good to look back on that. I agree. I want some up here too. I'm going to kind of go along these lines too. Okay, so you can kind of see more of the definition. I have just a little bit of that dark in there. It goes just like that. So cute, so cute. I think I do want to bring a little bit onto her crown, just a little bit. And then let's do a little bit here. We should do white on the flame. Let's do a little bit of white. There we go. And we haven't glued this down, so let's do some dark on this one too. Oh, Cheryl, so just someone was saying to write down, like, journal the journey, because sometimes when you're in the middle of something you can't see where God is working, and sometimes that takes looking back and reading through something when you're on the other side of it. So Cheryl, have you ever kind of journaled? I mean, look back on some of those now if you have. And if you're struggling right now, just kind of look back on some of the things in your life that you've struggled with, that you've made through. You know what? Like, maybe they didn't turn out the way you wanted, and maybe there's still a challenge, but you are on the other side of it, and you have made it. And so that is something to definitely be proud of, even if it didn't turn out how you wanted. Like, God was still faithful in a lot of ways there. And continues to be. I know it's hard to see sometimes. Okay, I did some shading on here a little bit. You're struggling with questioning with God. I get that, my friend. I do. Man, he didn't make life easy, did he? Ooh, there's way too much on there. Let me get some of this off. He definitely didn't make life easy. And you know what? Sometimes you're like, give me the answer, give me the answer. And like, he can't give you the answer. Here's the thing. He's probably giving you the answer, but it's not the answer you want to hear. That's what I am trying to say. He's probably giving us the answer, but we're not looking at that door because that's not the answer that we're looking for. We're looking for a different answer. And so that, I think, he's always giving answers. But like I said, I just feel like we don't always see that because we're looking for something different. We want our answer to be this way or that way. And I mean, he's not like that. He has his own answers, and sometimes that we don't understand them. We don't understand them a lot until we're back on the other side of things. While we have this brown out, let's paint his little claws here. I need a fine tip brush for this, probably. There we go. I will be praying for you, Cheryl. Man, I question God. I've questioned God so many times in my life. Have you gotten my book, Cheryl? You should read it. And I still question. I mean, just because I worked through what I have worked through and feel like we're on the other side of it, it doesn't mean that I still don't question. Because, man, do we ever? We absolutely do. So I will spray these when I'm all done and seal them. These are cute, you guys. You could use scrapbook paper on these. I think we just have one more piece to do. Let's do the red on here. And then I think we're done on this. Then we can start putting them together. Let's use this paintbrush here. How thick are those? I think this one will work. I may have to do a couple coats of red to cover up the white here. However, if you're going to sand this, you don't need to do a second coat of red on this. But I don't think I'm sanding it, so we will do a second coat on the red. Yeah, I don't think I ever have a full day to myself, Michelle or Cheryl. I mean, I get that. Just read it in spurts if you can. It's definitely hard to sit down and read a book for me. I should figure out how to turn it into an audiobook for you guys. That way you guys can listen to it. Some people really like audiobooks. Now, if you're not comfortable with tracing these lines like this, you can lay some tape down. But these are not perfectly straight. It's okay. You still find things you wrote, why it what happened in God's timing, right? Amen. Yeah. You know, Parker, we told him you'll be able to look back at this and, you know, number one, thank God for getting you through it. Because we let a lot of things defeat us in life. It's easy to let things defeat us in life. So I think I am going to sand these down a little bit. I think I am. Let's just do a little bit. We're going to do this red last. Yeah, I think I'm going to like the sanding. Let's see. I don't want anything. $240? I want $240? Yeah. $240 is what I want. All right, let's sand. Thank you, Winona. This is from Cotton Chaos. I was going to put the link when I was done. See, so I sanded the edges a little bit. I'm just going to sand all of this. It's going to just distress it a little bit more. Just make sure everything's dry when you do this. Like, I need to make sure those black eyes are oh yeah, I like the sanding. Yeah. Hey, Dinah. Is it Dinah or Dina? You had your shirt like this from last night? Oh, no. Desiree is saying that Dina had it on from last night. Yes. I thought you were her telling me that. They really are, Dixie. It is, yes. I like the shirts from them, and then I get the Brooks refab box. I'm not going to sand this one yet because his eyes are still a little bit wet. Yes, I love the Cotton Chaos shirts. Here's the stars. We should have distressed them a little bit, but I think they're going to be okay. You guys, I'm not really the queen of sanding usually. I usually make everything whimsical, but I really kind of like this. Oh, I love how on the silver, how it kind of toned it down a little bit, and it made it look a little bit older. Yes, yes. So I'm in Brooke's mastermind. Yeah, I knew she was going for a month. Such cool pictures. Love it. We have a mastermind meeting with her when she gets back. So cool. I'm just wiping these down a little bit. It made it dark, but it's gonna dry. All right, let's sand this down a little bit. So I mostly want to get the edges on this one. Just to give it that distressed look a little bit more. Such cool pictures from Brooke though. I love them. All right, my sandpaper has a lot of blue on it, so I'm going to shake it out some because I don't want it on. There we go. I love it. Love it, love it. You made your first shirt Sunday night. You've only had your seat prepped for 2 years. Okay, so are you kicking yourself in the butt because you waited 2 years? Was it as scary as you thought it would be? It's so much fun. You'll have to share a picture of what you created. It's always fun to see. How fun. 2 years. Yeah, sometimes we're like, why did I wait so long to do that? It wasn't as hard as I thought. Yeah, this one's wet a little bit, so I want to be careful. And I'm going to remove this because I have some residue from the red, dark, like reds, blues, things like that. And if I was doing a black, it would leave residue, and I don't want to transfer that to my eagle. I'm going to just stay away from the eyes. They're a little bit wet. All right, let's glue these cuties together. I'm curious to know what you made, Dixie. What's on your shirt? There we go. Let's put a little bit of glue here, dot there. Are these the exact same? Yes. Oh, they go like this. I think I got way too much glue on the Liberty Bell. That's okay. The glue went out, but it'll cover up as soon as I... Hold on, I know what I can do. Let's get an old brush real quick. Where's an old one? This is an old one. Let's scrape that off. There we go. For your mom's group, so much easier than you expected. How fun. They will love that. So we could also tie, we have some ribbon, some fabric. We might tie some ribbon on these. We're gonna have to see. Let's glue Liberty right here. How cute is that Liberty Bell now? Isn't that adorable? I love it. Let's go ahead and do our eagle. Where's his nose? Where did his nose go? There it is. Vicki, you went through a horrible medical journey with your daughter. So to give your mind a break. Yes. Yes. Vicki made a journal with her daughter's journey. I love that. Oh, look how cute this is gonna look. Look how cute that's gonna look. So cute. This one has a lot of pieces, but it's gonna look absolutely adorable when you get it all put together. This, like I said, this one's been in the shop for a while, you guys. We're gonna put this right here, and then the wings is the flag that we painted. Oh, do you love it, Mary? This is cute. This is cute. So then there's these. The blue goes down. We're done painting. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. That way it's not in our way anymore. There you go. We'll put that one there and you can see that one. And so this then gets glued right here. Let's actually put that there so it's out of my way. So we're going to put some glue in the middle here, and that's it. Make sure it's straight and doesn't move on me. Oh my goodness, I love it. And then we're going to put the star, we're going to put one star on each side. Let's point it like that. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? Oh my goodness, what a cool eagle. All right, let's put Statue of Liberty together now. Put Lady Liberty together. Oh, her rosy cheeks are perfect. They're in the perfect spot. Don't move on me. You see her rosy cheeks? Just a little hint of pink in there. I love it. Her little crown. Just like that. And this is going to go like this. So it's going to go up to the top of her neck here and then go down. Thank you, Betty. We are back. It was a long ride home. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys this. So just outside of Indianapolis, there's a candle store. It's called Warm Glow, and it's on the side of the highway. Cool candle store. It has tons of like vendors in it, like sells home decor stuff. So when we were leaving, isn't it cute, Lynette? Thank you, Donna. When we were leaving, our tire was a little bit low on air, and you know that happens sometimes, and so we put some air in our tire, and then we drove an hour and a half to the Warm Glow candle. Parker loves candles, so we're like, we didn't even know anything about it, and we were passing it, and it was too late to turn when we went up there. So we're like, okay, we'll make some time when we go back. So we went back. Surprisingly, we didn't get any candles. Parker just was having kind of a bum day, processing everything he heard the day before. Anyway, we went out and my tire pressure was even lower. And I was like, oh my goodness. So my husband's like, is there a gas station? Thank you, Shannon. And so right across the highway, on the other side of the highway, there was a gas station. So I'm like, okay, let's go over there, air it up. You can look. He's like, we'll pull forward very slowly and we can see if there's a nail or anything in it. So I did that. He didn't see anything. Well, as we were driving over the highway, we saw a Goodyear. And so we pulled into the Goodyear and told them what was going on and was like, we need this fixed. We have to drive 8 hours more home. We're only like an hour and a half into our trip, so we have like 8.5 hours left. And so they found a drill bit in our tire. I wish I have the picture. I think I shared it on stories. It was a drill bit. It was about this big, and it was a drill bit. I praise the Lord. You guys, God's been looking out for us this whole trip. That's why I know prayers work. I know you guys are keeping us safe. I mean, having the Goodyear right there, and we would have had a blowout on the way home. And so I'm so thankful that we didn't, and that, God kept us safe. Yeah, that could have been really bad. That could have been very, very crazy. You're excited to see the clothespin eagle? I saw that. I saw someone else share a completed picture of that, and I was like, we have to do that. I need to make sure I have enough clothespins because that's a lot. That's a lot of clothespins, and so I'm gonna count them, see how many are here, make sure I have enough, and If not, I may have to go to Dollar General tonight. That's a lot of clothespins. But I think it's going to be cool. All right, this one's going to go this way. This one will go this way. And then Freedom goes on the bottom of this one. Now, here's the question. Should we add? I think I'm still going to add our squiggly lines. Look at this. Oh my goodness, I love it. So I don't always get the pieces created that are in my shop. I try my best, but there's so many in there that I don't get created. And this one, I was like, I don't know. But I'm obsessed. Look how cute this is. And 1776 looks like it's hard to read, but it's not. The light was just shining on it. Yes, the one I shared on my page. Yes. You like the whole set? I do too. Let's get a white paint pen. And let's add some fun to this. Maybe not too much. And if you like it the way it is, that's totally fine. I'm going to add some white and black. Let's get our black paint pen ready too. All right, black is ready. Oops, the white's ready. I just wrote all over myself. All right, let me put my glasses back on. Get Reagan to paint more. That's what I told her. I was like, my goal is to have everything painted that's in the shop, so you have a painted picture. That way, if you buy something, and I don't always have videos for them, but that way you can see a painted picture, because then you can kind of follow the process a little bit. And thank you, Lynette. And so, yeah, that's the goal, is to get her to help me. She did so good painting that the door hanger. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So let's do each edge here. Now again, if you don't like, yeah, it does help to give an idea of how to paint it. If you don't like the squigglies and all of that, then definitely just skip this part. It helps you understand and see it. I think it helps boost your creativity, because then you can see, okay, yeah, I like that. Because sometimes you don't know, you're like, how in the world am I gonna put that together? Like, I don't even know how to bring that to life. So it does help. My good white paint pen is upstairs, I think. This one's fine. Let's see, let's just do dots on this. We don't want to take away too much from with this fine paint pen. You can really get really fine detailed dots, and I love that. I think I messed up the dots on that one, but it's fine. Okay, let's do some in black on his face. Yeah, it does help seeing it. Yes, like the firecracker one, that was hard to see how it was going to be put together. Let's see, let's do some dots here. Not sure if I like that, but yeah, I think I do. Look at that. Just the little bit of detail that it adds. All right, let's do Liberty. We definitely need white around here. See, this one is going to get down a little. They're empty, that's why. These are Tooli paint pens, Tooli. They are my favorite white. These I've just used so much. These are just almost done. I need to just pull it. I use them so much that I bought a whole case of black and white ones. I need to just get rid of them. So the other thing that's cool about these is you can clean the tips, because sometimes it's the tips that are dirty. And now I'm going to do black. Let's do a little bit right here. Oh, we need to do this one. And I'm going to do black around the Liberty Bell, the actual bell. This is the one I'm using. Let's make sure we remember that. You can tell this one is really good because it's a newer one. I don't think I want to do much. Let's just do this. I'm just going to trace it. So cute. Let's do this too. See, if you have shaky hands, this doesn't matter because it's a squiggly line. They're my trademark. I love using them. I think it just kind of, you hear the baby birds, do you? I have, there's right outside my window. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do this now. It's definitely not just me anymore. Let's see. Oh gosh, I don't like that. Maybe it looks like a big smiley face, I feel like. I don't know. Maybe you couldn't see it until I said anything. Does it look okay? Or does that look like a huge smiley face? It's a very fine point. Yeah, it's a very fine point. I think it's too late to get that off. I don't like it. I do not like it. gonna have to repaint over it now. Hold on, which is fine. We're gonna just repaint it. I think it looked like too big of a smiley face. All right, we're just gonna fix it. Now remember, we blended a little bit, so we may have to redo her cheeks and everything. Yeah, we're gonna have to redo her cheeks. That's okay. I think it just looked like a big smile across her face. It looked like she was cheesing a lot. Let's go ahead and just redo all of it. Totally fine. And since we don't have the darker brown with it, we're gonna have to redo our hands too. But that's okay. I actually think I like the lighter color anyway on our hands. Everything's fixable, my friends. Let me make sure that we covered it really good. Everything is fixable. All right. We're gonna have to go back and add her rosy cheeks when it dries. Okay. So, note to self, don't put any squiggly lines at the bottom of her face because it looks like a big smiley face that goes across the whole thing. Yes, it's just paint. It's just paint. You are right. Now, if you wanted to even, you could color in the 1776 here with the black. I think it stands out pretty good, but if you wanted it to stand out a little bit more, you could do that. You could do the America and all of that stuff. You can totally do that. Let's do white on the flame. Ooh, that's a lot. Hold on. There we go, that's better. There we go. All right, let's go back to the black. Let's see. I don't think I'm gonna trace the lines here. You could, if you wanted to trace those lines in there, you totally could. Let's make sure this is dry all the way. All right, let's color her eyes back in. There we go. I got a little bit out, but that's okay. We're gonna fix it. I have this super, super, super tiny brush. You probably can't even see it. and just touch up right there where I got out. There we go. Now you can't even tell. Now we do need to bring in a little bit more pink. A little bit, just for her rosy cheeks. There you go. See her rosy cheeks a little bit. Oh my goodness, I love it. Perfect. See? These are adorable, you guys. These turned out super cute. These are in the shop. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., we're going to make this. Okay? We're going to make that. We're going to paint it. We're going to make it look all beautiful. Also, there are some new products releasing tomorrow. We did not have a release on a Monday because I was gone, and you guys are gonna love it. Okay, we're gonna have some quilt blocks that you can paint. They're gonna be 12 by 12, and there's 4 or 5 of them releasing tomorrow. The item of the day will be releasing tomorrow, or the item of the weekend will be releasing tomorrow. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. These are absolutely adorable. I love them. You can terracotta, like, rust this up if you want. Thought there was white paint on it. There wasn't. I think these are my new favorite. However, we need to put some separation here. So we need to put some outlining on this. There we go. That looks better. That looks better. Mucho better. Super, super cute. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. Thank you guys for your prayers from me, from Brian, from Parker. Thank you so much for all of that. It is very much appreciated during this just difficult time as Parker navigates what he's going through, as we help support him through that. It's going to be tough for him, but it's going to be, he's going to become tougher. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be tough for him, but he's tougher. So I love you guys. I will see you at 10 a.m. Remember, 10 a.m. on Fridays are just on YouTube. So make sure that you are subscribed over there. I will share the link inside Facebook as well, so you can hop over there and watch. But Wednesdays and Fridays are always on YouTube. So I think that's it. I love you guys, and I will see you very soon.